All right, everybody. Thank you for joining another edition of Benfica After 90. We got Travis Wilson in the chat jumping right away with a big question, so we're going to take a peek at it in a second. But before we do, we got Dylan. How you doing, buddy?
Feeling good, feeling good. Hope everyone's doing well.
Nice. Alex?
I'm doing good, man. Like I was just saying, I'm glad Benfica's back finally. The international break, over. Thank God. It bores me, so I'm glad Benfica's back. I'm just sitting there waiting and waiting. Tired of watching Danilo. I'm just done. I don't fucking want to watch Danilo no more, bro. Like I'm done. You know what I mean? I can't take it. I can't take one more João Moutinho substitution, bro. Like I just can't do it.
That guy's ancient, bro. Why is he
It's
so
hard to get up for those things. So I'm glad the boys are back, and I'm glad we're all back again with Benfica after night.
Awesome.
And let the fun begin.
We got Jeff with us today. Thank you so much for joining us, buddy.
Thank you very much. Feeling good after this win. I haven't had a win like this in a while, I feel.
Very confident. Yeah, good one.
Very confident. Played well across pretty much the whole game, I would say. It was the JJ difference is starting to show, I think.
It's building. It's building.
Yeah.
All right, let me start off with this Travis Wilson question because I absolutely love this. His brother is on the verge of dating a Portista, and he's quite concerned that as an American, he's going to be unable to insult her club. Signed, concerned in America.
Well, I can't really talk too much because I'm dating a Sportingista, so I really can't say too much.
Yeah, but those are like coitadings. You know what I mean? Like those ones you can kind of.
You know what? But you know what? I feel for the kid. You know, he probably feels bad. You know, the poor girl supports Porto, so he's like, you know what? I got to give her something good in her life. I'm gonna bring a little Benfica to her life. Bring the light to her.
Hey, she may think she's 22, but really she's 18.
Oh,
going there already.
Oh, Jeffrey. Oh, that is a good one. I love that one.
But I want to answer the as an American he'll be unable. As an American, that makes you able to insult her team. So don't look at it that way. It's the complete opposite. Maybe if you weren't American, maybe you couldn't insult. Maybe if you're a Portuguese, you shouldn't insult her club. But because you're an American.
You insult the hell out of that club, bro.
Insult the hell out of it, bro. Yeah. Use all the American cuss words. All of them.
Yo, my guy is saying it's charity on his part.
Oh man, this is great. What a way to start, man. 3-0.
Matching Porto right at the beginning, bro.
I gotta love it. Hey, you know what? Those two guys between Porto and Sporting, they did us a favor with that draw. 5-point lead.
Yeah, they did.
I haven't seen.
You know what? That penalty, honestly, it wasn't a penalty. But Porto's got that same call like a couple of times this year already. That exact same call.
Porto got against Marítimo a penalty that was not a penalty, and they didn't do VAR. That's the thing that gets people agitated is the selective usage of it. I think it looked like Darwin tripped himself. And when I was like, penalty, yes. Then I see the replay. I'm like, looks like he tripped himself. He's going to check VAR. Let's see. Offside. I'm like, offside? You see the grass line. You see the grass line. It's like.
But they changed it after. When they did the VAR one, it looked like they changed the frame because then it.
Yeah, they played with the frame or something like that. Yeah.
These motherfuckers are sketchy as hell.
Who knows?
But sorry, just quickly back to that Porto note. But how good, low key, how good to see how angry Sergio Conceição gets. Like his face, he's so pissed off. I love it.
Looks like he needs to take up shit.
He's the kind of guy that gets into a fight with someone at a Tim Hortons drive-thru.
Fucking move up the drive-thru. Sorry, Alex. That's a big Canadian joke there.
Yeah. I get it. Though.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts. The guy that gets upset over that shit. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
The guy, for the Portuguese listening, the guy that gets upset at a Ping Dos lineup and starts yelling at Tia Maria paying moedas.
Holy.
I love that name from the store. Hey, okay, so you want to do the starting 11, Alex? You want to spit that out for us today?
Yeah, let's do it. We'll start with the left back. We had Grimaldo. In the middle, two center backs. We had Batman, Vertonghen, and we had Otamendi. Right back, Almeida. We'll talk about what happened to him later on. That changed later on in the game. I actually missed that. I left the room for 1 second, came back, and Gilberto was playing. I was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck happened?" Like that was fast. In the middle, we had Peasy with Gabriel. On the right wing, we had Rafa. Left wing, Everton, Cebolinha. Up top, Darwin and Wally. Luka Wall-Schmidt. Man, this motherfucker's a beast, bro. He's a beast. He's a beast. He's right now. He's my favorite Benfica player. Like, there's no doubt that when I watch the games, like when I'm watching Benfica matches, every game that he starts, I'm watching him because it's not just up top. It's his defensive awareness. He tracks all the way back, and he's able to still link up. And him and Darwin are they're young. They're young, and they don't play a lot. Like Lucas said after the post game, they don't play a lot, man. And that timing is going to get there. I mean, more and more. I think the offensive tempo, like Jeff said earlier, that JJ ball is really showing. You know, it's really funny too, with no crowd in the stadium, you can hear the passes. Every pass, pum, 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 pum. It's kind of cool because Benfica, it's a lot of. Sometimes you can hear the goal coming almost. You know what I mean? Like with the passing, you can hear the goal coming. That first goal, Gabriel. Let's get into the game because he was. It's arguable that he could be the man of the match in my eyes. He could have been the man of the match today. Yeah, even though Lucas scored 2 goals.
Yeah. Going to the goal point. Oh, 2 quick things. One thing is I keep putting the damn video up by mistake. I don't know why I'm doing this here. Just give me a second. There you go. Stop going up video. Shush. Thing on the goal point. One is I don't know why the heck they got Waldo as a right winger and Rafa as a striker. I think goal point's gotta get the shit together. But they gave the man of the match though to Gabriel. And that's a lot given the.
Oh, they did.
They did give him. They gave him an 8.4 versus Waldschmidt. 7.9. And I gotta say, Gabriel had one heck of a game. I loved Waldschmidt. The thing I love to me, again, like you said, Alex, new guys feeling each other out. Darwin linking up with Waldschmidt linking up with the other players. Everton, the link up is getting better and better and better. And it just feels like it's like something new that's beginning. You know what I mean? It's only getting more improved. Jeff kind of started off. We're starting to see that George Jesus mentality. Like the thing I loved at one point was second half. I'm staring at the game. We're up 3-0, and this is before he started like doing all the substitutions. But we were still going for the jugular. You know what I mean? Like still attacking. I love that.
Did you hear him lose it on Gabriel when it was 3-0 to make a pass?
Yeah.
He said something like. Pasa bola, caray. It was like because he took that extra second to pass the ball, and you could hear it so loud and clear.
That's what we needed, though, bro. But we needed to get a fucking coach like that again, right?
Yeah.
That not settling for status quo, or kind of like if the guys start falling asleep, George Jesus wakes him up pretty damn quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he does. Even when the fucking Gilberto was about to come on because of André Almeida's injury. Fucking was screaming at the guy, and the guy was on the other side of the pitch fucking training, and he's like, "Oh, look at you,
Yeah, I gotta say Gilberto.
He still had his sweats on when he got into the game. He's still.
I gotta say this is not like I'm not. Andre Almeida got injured. Gilberto coming on. I didn't miss Almeida this game. I joked before in the few friendlies we had that Gilberto was nothing to write home about. I wasn't excited. There was even one game where I was like, man, I look forward to seeing Almeida again. But he had a good game, man. Coming off the bench unexpectedly like that. I think he had some really good defensive plays, good hustles. He was drawing a few fouls. Yeah. Even on the defensive and offense, he got a couple fouls. I remember there's one time where
he was balling.
Yeah.
He was balling. He said he wanted to score 10 goals. I was like, okay, that's a motherfucker who want to score 10 goals. I'll never forget that shit. He said, I'll never forget that shit. I want to score 10 goals. Like, what? The fuck are you talking about, Ray? You're right back. Relax.
He looked good, bro. There was 2 big cuts or 3 in the game that could have stopped the counterattack type thing. So I was really good. But when he came out, he was a little shaky though. You could tell he was like, holy.
JJ just screamed at him in front of everybody.
Here's the thing. There's no crowd noise. So when George Hughes is yelling at you, the linesman on the other side of the pitch is staring at you like, everyone's looking at you. Oh man, it's like someone yelling at you at a quiet theater.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think that?
You know what?
Sorry, say again,
Sorry,
Dylan?
go for it, Alex.
I was gonna say Gabriel had such a great game, and well, let's talk about it now. Peasy I thought Peasy was terrible today.
Can I give you guys my Peasy analogy?
Please.
I know you all play FIFA, right? Okay. You know when you're like mid game and you're gonna about to do something with a player, but your battery starts to die and it starts glitching. Like that motherfucker, you want to put a pass and then he does something else, and then he does the thing that you wanted him to do, but he does it before, and then he does it. You know what I mean? Like, he's so off too with the game sometimes. Not all the time, because still PC deserves the praise for all these years, but like there's just like so many, like it's almost like eye-popping instances where it's like PC, man, like that's an obvious pass or track back or shoot or whatever, right? Like they're just
or bad pass.
Yeah, like the mistakes he make are just like, what the fuck, bro? No one does that except you, right? Not knocking the guy completely, because he has a lot of good to his game.
Yeah,
it's just like some of the mistakes, like in this game, it's just like, bro, it's frustrating. But I don't blame him. He bounced positions all the time, bro. He's playing right wing. He's playing center mid. Then he's playing on the left. Like the dude's always free floating. He's never been given a concrete position for more than 3 years in a row. He's always switched a little bit, you know.
Well, that's a testament though to how good he has been for Benfica, right? You know, what I mean, they rely on him to do those things, and it used to be when Pizzi played good, Benfica would win. That's just how it used to be. That was the same. Yeah. But right now,
he's just kind of invisible right now.
I always wanted him in the midfield, but now I would prefer him as like Rafa's sub on the right wing. You know what I mean? Because what he does in the midfield, his passes are so today. They were so misplaced, the passes. You know what I mean? They were so misplaced in a way that it really stopped momentum a lot of the times on offense. You know what I mean? And if it wasn't for a guy like Luka Walsh-Schmidt, whose work rate is so crazy, tracking back, connecting the midfield to the two striker, to Darwin. You know what I mean? I just think today was misplaced. What's going on?
1 second. They can hear you, but the camera's kicked out for some reason, and I don't know why.
I see that.
Yeah, they can hear you. I can see the audio's coming through.
I see the goal points up again.
Yeah, I was playing. I'm trying to see if I can figure out why. Okay, you talking.
But yeah, he just misplaced a lot of passes. He stopped momentum on a lot of plays, and I just think for a guy who I expect for him to play better. For a guy who's wouldn't be starting if Tadopta was, not hurt. Yeah. Right? Tadopta would be starting. You would think that Pizzi would be, I don't know, playing a little better in the position or in the opportunity that he's given. He should take this opportunity to take that spot. So when Tadopta comes, maybe he doesn't make the move. Maybe Pizzi that's his spot. You know what I mean? But he hasn't done that. He hasn't done that in these last two matches. And I don't know, man. I think right now it's like somehow he's got to get his confidence back somehow, some way.
I think also, I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but just like I think just the tempo that Waldschmidt and Darwin bring, maybe Pizzi is not adapting too well to it. I feel like maybe before it was a less tempoed game or like strikers, you know what I mean? So Pizzi can kind of play his game a bit more. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with a reason for the
he's
misplay.
Not up to their speed, is what Alex is kind of saying, right? Like he's not there.
Right. And exactly, his work rate doesn't match the work rate of a Luka or a Darwin or Everton. You know what I mean? Or Gabriel. That was my thing today. Gabriel was every time the play stopped or every time there was a turnover. It was Gabriel was in. He was on TV the whole time. That's what I mean. That's how you know a player. I mean, am I wrong? Like Gabriel was on my television the whole 90 minutes. Like every time I'm looking up.
A good thing or a bad thing, but like today it was a great thing.
Today was a great thing. Because he usually is involved like that, but he's not on point like usually. Today he was on point today. Yeah, he was on point today.
Goal was just icing. Was just like the perfection of his game.
Deserved it, right? I mean, the defensive play that he made for the very first goal. I mean, let's go back to that defensive play. He cuts the ball off in the midfield. He gets the ball out quick. The cross comes in. And Darwin's smart for this. Darwin didn't try to head the ball into goal. He tried to head the ball. He touched the ball back to him. Everton, come on. That shit was beautiful. What a fucking flick. Come on, man. Now y'all just fucking playing around. You know what I mean? Y'all just playing with him. That's good though. I appreciated it though. You know what I mean? Like it was nice to see. But the connection is going to be there. That's why this team is going to be. It's pretty exciting. It's going to be really exciting to see in 2 months what this Benfica team is doing. And not now. Like I said, the international break stifled it. The short off season, a lot of new additions. Right, the offsides. A lot of people complaining off the offsides. I get it, but that's a timing thing. Yeah. That's a him and Luka. You know, that's a timing thing. They'll get that down. Yeah. Right. It's not that he doesn't have awareness. He's got plenty of awareness. Yeah. It's just it's a timing thing. Yeah. He's got to learn when Luka's going to release the ball, and he's got to learn when Rafa's going to release the ball. You know what I mean? And then to stay on side, because he would have had his first fucking goal today. I was really happy. I was like, God damn, finally.
He came off, he was upset. He really
I'll say this: when Darwin scores his first goal, you better watch out, because they're gonna start coming. I think they're gonna start coming, but he's got to get that first goal.
Mm-hmm. He works well though. I just really like his hustle. You know that sometimes last year or years past when Seferovic would hustle and you're like, buddy, like you're doing nothing, you're just running. Yeah. And this guy runs. It seems to be running with some purpose. You know, he's making assists. Mm-hmm. It's looking good. I'm really happy with that.
Yeah, he's doing quite a bit with it. You know what I mean? I got one thing here. So the cameras are a little small. Who cares? They're working now. I got transfers in and transfers out. Do you guys want to touch on that real quickly?
Before, can we go one more thing in the game?
Yeah, of course, buddy.
Otamendi, fuck, he looked good today, yo.
Yeah, he did.
Yo, brick wall,
he
bro.
Did.
Even got a yellow card, but fuck that yellow. He's a defender. He's gonna get a yellow.
He didn't have to play next to Jardel this time.
Yeah, exactly. And Andre Almeida.
And Andre Almeida.
You know, the best of no, but he looks sick.
I hope he's not hurt that bad.
Yeah, I hope it's not serious. So,
I hope it's not serious. Injury, man. It did look bad. It did look bad, man. Yeah, it did look bad.
He looked good. Vertonghen looked really good too. I thought little Belgium guy. He looked
two mature center backs.
32, 33-year-old guy doing their thing.
It does give Benfica a different. I'll say this before the game started, and I see Otamendi and I see Vertonghen back there, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like,
"Fuck, this is pretty."
It does give you a different feel. Like,
it does, completely different, and no other team.
Not old either. Yeah, not an old feel, an experience, a strong, right? Like, yeah,
like no, exactly. Like they know what they're doing.
That's exactly what I mean.
They know what they're doing back there. Like
you
feel confident.
European. Does that make sense? It feels European. Yeah. In a way. I mean, I know they're old. I get it. But
they're not old. Come on, Mario and Jeffrey here. Relax. Hey, take it easy.
I mean, football old.
Take it easy.
Relax with the age talk. No, football old. They're football old. And Otamendi is older than Vertonghen, isn't he?
No, Vertonghen. Isn't Vertonghen 33 and the other one 32?
Otamendi's turning 33 in a couple
regardless, your point. Back to your point. Just a solid fucking duo.
Right. I miss Ruben. Don't get me wrong. I'm not over that. I'm not over that. But
today, Buddy was screaming, bro. Like screaming. Man was vocal. That's like your experience that you're talking about is coming out. Like my guy is yelling. You know, he's familiar with the league already, which is sick. But like, it looked good today. Like you said, just they look good.
I didn't know how good he was one-on-one. I never really thought that I guess that's his game. Is that his game?
Because I don't know. I thought he was more of just a muscle. He was just strong, brute guy, you know. But his
one-on-one is killer.
Experience. He looks good. Even Grimaldo, bro. Like I know Grimaldo doesn't get that hype because Portuguese league, Benfica, all these years. But the dude, when he plays, if you're a real soccer fanatic, you'll look at Benfica 3 minus the fucking right back. That's like quality right there. Like this year, it's quality.
Yeah, you look from Everton. You look at the guys. Even Raf is a good player. When he's on his game, he's good. I don't think he was the greatest today, but when he's on his game, he's good.
When he's on his game, he's good.
Waldschmidt's looking like a real stud. You know, when you got guys like Weigl coming off the bench, which he's a good midfielder.
That's incredible. To have him come off the bench.
He's better than Peasy.
Yeah. True. But it's funny. I wouldn't mind seeing that tried again where he had Gabriel and Weigl because he had Gabriel playing further back. I do like what Gabriel offers also as an attacking mid. You know, he can play both roles, defensive mid, attacking mid. Weigl, put him in there and kind of, I think you have something impressive. But it's the fact that the depth seems to be there. You know, we loved Servi last year. We haven't seen him yet, but, you know, if all of a sudden, I'm curious what happens.
We haven't been missing Servi either. Like, the team has been...
You know what happens, though, when you put Weigl in? with Gabriel, and you got Jan, and you got Otamendi. You slow. You're slow.
Yeah.
You're really slow in the mid, like right up that gut. You're really slow.
That's where PZ is good because he can still facilitate on the offense a little bit, which is where Weigl.
He could still move. Yeah, he could still move at least.
Yeah.
But you put Weigl in, and it's kind of
stagnant. It just stays like
stagnant, bro. Yeah. It's too it's too slow.
It's concrete, man. It's too concrete, man.
Yeah, it's too slow for JJ's liking, and maybe that's really what it is. Maybe maybe him and Weigl aren't they don't hate each other. Maybe it just doesn't work for JJ's fucking. You know what I mean? Maybe it just doesn't work for JJ's style of play right now. What he's built, the build up.
I'm really curious because we got, if you kind of look at our schedule, it does get a bit compact, but we got right now.
Or every 3 days is a game?
Yeah, because now we got Europa, so we're gonna go to
Thursday.
Yeah,
Thursdays and Mondays. They're playing Thursdays and Mondays.
Yeah, we got pierogies up in Poland. It's
they're gonna have fans now. For the
a good
games.
Yeah, I suppose fans are for the European games.
10% of your stadium, or 10%.
Who is it? Lech Poznan. Lech Poznan.
Yeah.
We need some fans, man. Even today, like Sport TV, like those commentators were almost like a snoozer, man. They were like even making like even
they're terrible.
Like they don't add anything to it.
RTB, bro. RTB bashes the fuck out of Benfica, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's incredible. Every call against Benfica is a good call. Every call for Benfica.
That's how Sport TV guys were today. I was losing them.
Yeah. I watched it in I watched ESPN Brazil. So I watched with the Brazilians today.
Fun, Anytime Everton touched the ball, I'm guessing they got excited.
Oh my God, yeah. Every time. And they always remind you that they're from Brazil.
Yeah.
Oh, every time.
And then when Gabriel comes, they'll be like, he used to be from Brazil. I mean, he's still kind of from Brazil, but he's not really from Brazil. But he's from Brazil. Like, all right, bro, we get it. We know all the Brazilians, bro. And then they're like, JJ is not Brazilian, but he's Brazilian.
Yeah. We got Robert.
He was here once, so he's Brazilian now.
Holy fuck.
Robert Fernandez in the chat saying Weigel's brought on for Laja's system, so tactically, might not fit with George Jesus, but I don't know, man. I like Weigel's attitude. I will see. I hope he finds a way to fit in. Like he's hopefully versatile enough that you can kind of find some way of doing it. I think now with these back-to-back games, this is what I'm curious about is what type of rotation we see. So him pulling Everton early gives the impression you're going to play Everton in Europa, which I like. I want to put a good side there. But I am kind of curious. Maybe Weigl will start that game if he.
JJ plays a style where it's pressing all games, so it's exhausting for these guys. Yeah, right? They're pressing all 90 minutes.
Yeah, you're right. You're fucking right. They were.
It was like
we should be pressing. The Benfica shouldn't change anything this next game. Nothing. I hate when they do that. You're gonna go defensive.
They try to adapt.
You're trying to adapt to Lech Poznan? I mean, what the fuck are we doing?
I don't want to adapt to that. I want to play our style, but like rotate. You know what I mean? Keep play the same attacking style, but like make sure you don't burn your guys out, right? So do the right.
But Tarap's still hurt. Weigl isn't an attacking player. I mean, you're kind of stuck unless you put Chiquinho in the middle. Which I wouldn't. I know, but I wouldn't have been mad with that. I wouldn't be mad with Chiquinho in his spot for today.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Put Chiquinho in for Peasy, and then you keep your attacking. And maybe Chiquinho's I don't know. We haven't seen him in that true midfield role. We've never seen him in a true midfield role.
I don't even know his role, man. Sometimes
that's my point. That's the point. Yeah.
It's hard. I know.
I will say this is the not to be offensive to the Polish fans out there, but it is the easiest away match of all the ones we got. Then we got Belenij in our stadium, which they're not doing the hottest right now, so. It's okay. You can kind of experiment a bit and hopefully get away with it. But it gets tighter, man. Then we got Saint Liège in our stadium. Then afterwards, then Boavista away, which is never easy. Then Rangers in our stadium. Then Braga. It kind of starts getting.
Oh, we play the Rangers, huh?
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, and then
that's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
It's pretty.
I might have to get that day off.
We need it. We need that buffer. It's good, man.
Yeah.
Definitely needed it. So yeah,
are we gonna win the league? Are we winning the league at Christmas? What was it?
We already won it. We already won it.
We're saying in April.
You heard it here first. By fucking Christmas, it's a wrap.
We'll be up 25 points, bro. Don't even sweat it, bro. I wish.
If we keep saying that every year, it'll come true eventually. Eventually it'll. Last year imploded in our faces. Talk about pie. Holy shit.
God, yeah.
We like to do it the hard way.
Fuck, no kidding, eh?
But yeah, Odysseus had some sick saves today, bro. He had like,
man, it was crazy.
Looked like Cujo and did his prime, bro. Saved it with his blocker and his
Cujo
fucking
in his
leg.
prime.
Sick, man. Cujo, bro. You guys.
Foot out, everything. I love that reference.
It was a save. He had 2 really good saves this game, though. They're like it was like good saves. That's all I can say.
And he looked aggressive on the corner kicks.
Catching the ball.
He looked catching the ball
and holding it.
Holding it. Yeah, punching the ball with some authority, like really being aggressive.
Him, right? That was our knack on him. Was the guy was like afraid to
catch the ball.
Yeah, he slightly fanned it out.
They changed the tactic on him on the FIFA and the FIFA tactics. So you got to come out for the crosses, bro. You got to come out for the crosses, bro. Stop fucking around.
Darwin was just a monster today. That kid, man. He's gonna be good.
I love his passion and like he came.
They couldn't contain him, man. He was like
he's hustling. He's all over the place. And even when he got the assist that led to that goal.
Yeah.
And he's like punching the ground, and there's some people like, oh, why is he upset? It's like, no, because he's like finally, he wanted to do something for the team.
He wants to do. He wants to. He's like, I want to be in. You know.
I want to contribute.
You know what makes him really good is that. And to me, I haven't seen an athletic striker like this.
Like a mobile big man.
In a long time. Yeah, he's really athletic. Like, he's like a specimen, if you will. You know what I mean? Like, this dude is, how old is he?
21. 1999. 1997. 20? The dude's 21 or 22. Yeah, 99 or
22 years old. Yeah. He's not even really in his body, you know what I mean, in his body yet. I mean, as far as soccer goes, right? He's got a lot of growing to do. But his aggressiveness and his athleticism is it's a problem. Vinicius he's
strong.
He's strong, but he's not athletic. You know what I mean? What I mean, like he's not loose. Like his mechanics are a little weird.
It's loose, right? He's not loose. He's not loose.
It's not loose. It's stiff. It's like yeah, exactly. He'll do great in England. They'll love him. They're gonna love him. But in Portugal, you have to. It's all about the hips, baby. It's all in the hips, baby. You gotta move them hips. You gotta move them hips, baby. Because goddamn. And then that's Darwin does. Darwin's out there dancing on these motherfuckers, like dancing on the center backs. And it's a problem.
Is like if you look back at Uruguay and all their recent, like Cavani, Suarez, a couple other guys whose names I don't remember, but it's a good patch of strikers. Like they're good strikers. They play well. They score goals. They're strong. They're athletic. All those guys are,
Who's the guy that played for Atletico for hella long? The Uruguay.
Forlan.
Forlan.
Oh, Diego, man, he was a beast, man.
They had a few succession of generations of really good strikers. Absolutely, the next one, that should be really good.
And to get him in like where we got it, because I was mad. I was gonna be honest. Like I was on here. I said this is a big waste of fucking money. You went out and spent 25 because look at the track record that we have. RDT, Nicholas Castillo, Facundo Ferreira.
But see, in those cases, like
go back to Gabigol. I liked Gabigol. He got a lot of shit from Benfica. I don't understand why he got a lot of shit from us fans, but I like Gabigol.
He didn't do anything.
He didn't get a chance.
He didn't get a chance. Yeah, you're right.
But the one thing I would say though is when you looked at RDT and Ferreiras and those guys you'd seen something from them elsewhere, and you're like, oh, I hope they can replicate that at Benfica and do even better. And they did. Not only did they not do better, they didn't replicate it. They did shit, right? And that brings me to here. I'm gonna put up on the screen, and it's the transfers in, transfers out on one side. On the other side is players that have left this season. It's a relatively big list. It's probably the most active market I can think of in my entire life for Benfica. And so maybe we'll kind of focus real quickly on the ones that came in. Obviously, Everton, Pedrinho, which was last winter's signing, but he arrived today. Luca, Otamendi, Gilberto. You got that Tabo? Was that how you pronounce him? He's a center back of some kind. He's like a 2 million bench warmer, looks like. Helton Leite, which maybe we'll see on Tassa.
Helton Leite, cara.
Yeah. Supposedly Conte came back from his loan, or he's come back from his loan later this year. Conte's coming back in December because he had
good news.
It's a really odd kind of thing. Same with we got a ton of guys returning on loan, but overall it's about 108 million is what it says that we spent versus 84 million that we sold. And on the sales, obviously, the biggest name being recently Ruben Diaz. But the thing that really drove people mad.
Did we really sell him for $8 million?
Who?
Dantage?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Well, it's
No,
an option to buy him.
Dantage is a loan, and if they want to
It's
buy him,
option to
it's
buy
$8
him.
million bucks. So he's pretty much done. He's gone, unless the guy
They
falls.
They really gave him a loan. They really gave him a buyout for $8 million.
Yeah, his buyout was monstrous at Benfica supposedly, but they knocked it down for some, I don't know why, man. That is a
Who are you
shit
guys
deal.
talking about? What players?
Second division, Dantes. He's that up and coming Portuguese national.
He's the
player.
12-year-old. He looks like he's 12.
Yeah, with the braces and shit. Yeah,
Supposedly
okay.
he played one game already for Bayern's B team, and the Germans are over the moon. They're like, how do we sign this guy for like free, pretty much in their opinion? Because $8 million to the Germans is like, for Bayern Munich, that's nothing, man. That's
That's a big match, bro.
They owe us a favor. That means they owe us a favor.
Yeah.
Well, we got Walter Schmidt, so I mean, there's that.
Not from them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't count. Different Germans.
Bayern Munich isn't all of Germany, Dylan.
I'm sorry.
If you ask a German, you know. Yeah.
But, you know, we heard we got Waldschmidt from Bayern,
Yeah.
the country.
But the biggest thing in this one here, though, if you look, it's the youth guys. Thomas Tavares, Jota. Obviously, we did just see Dantes. We were talking about basically the elimination of the
Holy
whole youth
shit.
division. All of them sent out on loan, right?
Bro, bring Yoni back, bro.
Yoni.
Yeah, where is he? Yeah. Free Yoni.
Where's Yoni, bro?
Yoni is coming in
Bring
December.
back-
In December, he's
He's
coming
in
back.
MLS, I think.
Bring back Yoni, bro.
He's coming
Come
back
on.
in December there. Yeah.
Holy shit, he's trash.
But
What the fuck? Look at these bums on this fucking team. Look at this. God damn.
yeah.
What a bunch of bums.
And I like our team. You know, we gonna do
Hey,
some
was
damage.
Diogo Gonçalves on the bench today?
I don't think he was on the
I
bench.
don't think he was.
I can give you
No.
that information very shortly.
No, I don't think he was. Let me check. I'll check real quickly. So on our bench today.
Philip, I thought we sold Philip.
So the tacos.
I
No,
thought
he
we
was
sold. I thought we sold Krovinovic.
Yeah, we did. We loaned him out with a buy option. So he came back. He came back to us, and then we reloaned him back out. So it shows as an in and an out.
What's the buy option? $4 million?
I don't know.
Two,
Yeah.
not even
One.
euros, dollars.
$3? Was it $3 euro?
I will say what was kind of neat though is Ramos.
And a
is-
Tim Hortons coffee.
so-
Was that what?
Hey,
Yeah, Tim's
Don't be
Hortons.
What?
A combo.
They give us a puncher card every time we do business with them. They just punch the card. If we do business 10 times, we'll get a free bum that we can get on our payroll and loan out.
You got a Tavares. Yeah,
Yeah,
we got
yeah.
Tavares. We got enough of those loan out.
We get somebody that we used to own,
Yeah.
and then we sold him, and now you know how it is. You know how it goes. Bring back Yoni, bro.
So Gonzalo Ramos was on the bench today.
On the bench.
He's officially.
That's where he stayed.
Yeah, but he's officially on Benfica's website, and the first team. He's a first team player. He's not considered B team anymore, so he trains with the main team. He's on the bench as the main team, because that was like
Pretty cool.
something that people were kind of early on when the season started, like this guy's talent, and then you're seeing him on the B team. And you're like, what is he doing down there? Bring him up. Even if he doesn't play, the fact that he's training with the main guys, you know what I mean? Like,
He'll play Tassas.
Yeah, there's a lot.
He'll play Tassas. He'll play those. We'll see the kid play.
Yeah, so I think you'll.
I like. You know what? Seth has found his job.
You know, Seth created a second goal or third goal today. So
He did. He for sure did. But what I think is too is like Dylan said earlier, he works and works and works, sometimes for no reason. Sometimes at the end of a game when you want to close shit out, you need a guy who just works for no reason. Like he just creates chaos. They don't know what the fuck he's gonna do. He's not doing anything.
Fucking wild card.
Scared he
Throw him
might.
in there. Get in
Yeah.
there, man.
Exactly. You're scared. He's not doing anything, but you're a little worried he might. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what he does. It's like beautiful chaos out there with him. And I think he comes out with a little bit of energy out there. I think it's Super Seth. I call him Super Seth now because Super Sub. So the motherfucker comes off, and then he create last time we seen him, he had 2 goals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was off the bench.
This time he created another goal off the bench.
Yeah.
That's important to have people. Substitutions can't just be for fucking substitutions because the guy is tired. You bring a guy in because you think, to me, that player is going to make a difference. on the fucking field. You know what I mean? You don't bring it out. That's just me. Like I always think about substitutions in that way. I'm making a substitution because I think Weigl will bring this to the game, not because I'm getting ready for the next match. You know what I mean? Like fuck the rest. I ain't worried about that. Each substitution needs to mean something. And JJ's substitution so far, I mean, goddamn. I'm not want to compare him to Laj, but I mean, it's a fucking a world of difference. It makes sense. His substitutions just make sense.
I was the only one. The one today I was a little surprised with was the Nuno Tavares, but keeping Gabriel on. You know what I mean? Not Gabriel, sorry, Grimaldo on. That one kind of. I was like, give Grimaldo a rest. You know, I don't mind Nuno Tavares coming on. I think he has potential. I just thought it was an odd.
He should have done a 1-for-1. Like
you know what you do with that? That gives Grimaldo though more
Oh, fuck around. Go run around. Do it.
Yeah. So more I'm happier. I get to do these things. I get to do, you know what I mean? I'm doing other things. Maybe he wants to play more of that position. So it's a coach, giving a player granting him, giving him the okay. Like, hey, I'm going to give you up here. I trust you up here. And it gives him more confidence. It gives him he's more into it, because he's a happier player because he's being used in different ways. So I think that was great for Grimaldo. I was nice to see it. And that speed down there, that's crazy. Grimaldo and Nuno, I mean, I'm not saying I want to see it ever like all the time. I'm not saying that, but I mean, shit, today it was pretty fun to watch. We're up 2-0.
Exactly. Hey man, play the match, release the match, that fun stuff. Should we do it?
Let's do it.
Yeah. I had us muted like an idiot. Do it again. Play the match. Release the match. Go again, Jeffrey. Sorry, buddy.
I really liked his first take. It was perfect.
First take was perfect.
The mute of the match.
Today, it's the show's gone.
That was the mute of the match. Yeah, it was.
Mute of the match. Yeah, sorry about that.
No, I would say the play of the game is definitely. I'll just go with the first goal. Just every bit about it, from the Gabriel recovery to Darwin's flick on to Everton's flick and then to Waldschmidt's finish. Just a very well-worked goal, very, very nice team goal. And player of the game, I was saying it was a toss-up between Gabriel and Waldschmidt, but I'd probably even give the nod to Gabriel. He was just all over the park today, really just everywhere that they needed to be. And I think he really just did not allow Rio Ave to even break out of their own half of the field to, even play their game. So I think he was a very, very important piece of the game today. But definitely Waldschmidt had a really good game too as well. Shadis of the match, to be honest, man, I think it's for me. I think almost everybody played well today, except Pizzi was a little invisible for my liking, but not to the. I don't know if it was to the point where he was just if he was a disaster, but I would say he was average and just he didn't shine definitely as much as the other players on the team. But, and then obviously the Andre Almeida injury is kind of rough to take. But as soon as you saw him hurt, I was just kind of wondering how everybody just ruins Andre Almeida every week in and week out. How they're like, oh, man, how are they even going to respond to this on social media, too? Because they're probably going to tear it up. But I think Gilberto came in and did a good job for him. But was definitely the roughest point of the match. So I'd probably give the shittiest of the match to just that moment of the injury, but not to probably an individual player.
Perfect. When do you guys want to start? Want me to jump in on it?
Boy, I'll fucking go, mate, if you don't mind. Okay, so my play of the match, just because I only started watching the game goal, I didn't even get to see a replay of it yet, so I don't know what it looked like. But I'll give it the second goal. It was still a sick goal. Fucking the pass, Rafa lets it go through the legs, and Walder-Schmidt puts it home. It was a sick play. What's it next? Player of the game? Player of the game, I have to agree. Gabriel, man, Walder-Schmidt did score his goals, but I'm just going to reiterate what you said. Dude was a beast all over the place. My choice of the match, probably going to give it to the referee on Darwin's penalty. I think that's I don't know how you can call an offside 4.3 millimeters, bro.
They called it 43 centimeters.
Bro, that's BS. You look at the line of the graph. Buddy's boot is on the line, and Darwin's is behind. That's a goal. Penalty, fair penalty. He was going to kick. The other guy put his foot in front of him. We've seen penalties given for that, so that's a penalty. And for me, that's my short reason.
Right, man. Not bad. Yeah, I'll jump in on it. I'm going with my play of the match is the second goal, just because of the multiple called VARs prior to that. You had 2 goals that were called back, legitimate VARs also. I bitched at the beginning of the show how it's funny Porto doesn't get VAR used against them, but we do. But whatever, man, you got to persevere, and it was frustrating. I imagine these guys playing, they're doing all the right things, off by a tiny bit. I think the chemistry will get better, and hopefully that will be happening in the future. But yeah, when that second goal happened, it was more that reaction from Darwin, his passion, how friggin' ecstatic he was. I felt there's a period in time this team lost its fire, and you kind of see that fire igniting again, which is good. So that's my play of the match. I'm gonna give the player of the game for me, Walschmidt. I loved Gabriel. Had a great game. I think they both had a great game. I'm just gonna go with Walschmidt just because I kind of I got to give a shout out to Luis, but Luis messaged me partway through the game because we had Bruno from 3-2 on here, the Portisha, when we did that Liga NOS kind of recap, and he was having some fun because he's like, "Oh, Walschmidt's not the type of guy to fit into Liga NOS, yada yada yada." Yet this guy is showing up. He's like, what is he? 5 goals now? In 5
scoring goals, baby. He's scoring goals.
Four
goals, yeah, which is pretty damn good. Match day 4 goals. He's off to a great start.
A lot of people said that though about Walschmidt. Yeah. A lot of people said that a German player, German striker, he wasn't going to fit into the system.
Yeah, he's looking more and more comfortable.
Laughable now.
Yeah, the more we see him, man, the better he's getting. So it's the excitement level through him. Choris, I'll throw it at, it's a good shot on the ref, but the player on the pitch, I'd throw it at Pizzi just because of he had good moments, but it was just the inconsistency that he was having throughout the game. That's why I'm tossing it his way. But yeah, man, off to you, Alex, buddy.
Yeah, my player of the match is Gabriel because, like I said earlier, man, I watched him the whole time. He was on the TV the whole time, man. Making plays. The first goal coming off of him. And I do want to give a shout out to Walschmidt because if he is so cold in front of the goal. He is just a cold piece right in front of goal, man. He's not bothered by the moment. He knocks it in. Even those ones where, it's offsides and he shoots and it goes wide. No, it don't go wide. It goes in the goal. You know what I mean? Those go in. They're not missed. So he's just a cold son of a bitch right there in front of goal, man. But Gabriel's my player of the match because he was everywhere. And you know what? He's a bully. He is the biggest bully we have on the team. Honestly, Ruben Dias is gone. Right? He's a bully. And I think he's that's his spot. If he plays like this for the rest of the year, Gabriel's not somebody that should be moved out of this lineup because he makes sense. He makes sense there. But he's becoming more box to box as more in this JJ offense. So I'm liking what Gabriel's doing. He's my player of the match. My player of the match is that first goal because Gabriel cuts it off. Like I said, the pass, Darwin's he's not selfish. He wants to get on the scoreboard, but he's not selfish. You know what I mean? He could have tried to head that ball, could have went over the post, could have went wide, but instead he kind of lays it off behind him and keeps the ball alive. You know what I mean? Everton gets it, like Jeff said. Nice little flick. and Waldschmidt rockets that motherfucker in. He didn't tap that shit in, you know what I mean, from 7 feet away. He rocketed that shit in to the top of the net. And that's, like I said, he's stone cold. My shitties of the match is Peasy, of course, because he was the worst player on the pitch today. Even Gilberto came and played, better than he did, in my opinion. So that says a lot. He stifled play, he stifled a lot of the offensive opportunity. Not a lot. I mean, we got 3 goals, but there are times where it was up to him to kind of keep us alive, and they died with him. So he's my player. He's my shooties of the match.
Perfect. Just a quick shout out to a few new subscribers, guys. José Guimarães that followed the channel, Daniel BP and Helder Pinto. Much love and thank you. The last two.
Muito obrigado, caraças.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's always very much appreciated. I guess a last note to leave off at as we kind of like get close to the final weeks of the election. It finally did get called. Still no debates. There was almost a close call. I don't know what ended up happening, but Lopes was at a casa, and then all of a sudden it was announced like after he was done, like he had left. Luis Vieira said, "I'm going to go to that casa to now talk there myself." And Lopes was like, "Well, you know what? How about I just hang around here and I'll see you at the casa tomorrow, and we can do a debate." And Luis Vieira kibosh, he didn't want anything to do with it. He's like, "Listen, I won't go near you. I don't want to talk. I don't want people questioning me unless it's fielded questions kind of thing." And it's getting nasty, and it's been nasty for a while. But I'm curious, man. People are waiting for their ballots to see if they arrive. We'll see what happens the next few weeks. We'll keep you guys posted as we kind of hear, if people actually get the ability to vote outside of Portugal. Any other?
It's just really frustrating, really frustrating to, like, Benfica is the club of the people, and not just the president who's thinks he just runs everything, right? So, I mean, I liked him for many years, but now it's just time to move on and get somebody in there with new ideas, and you can't treat it like it's like a dictatorship, right? Like they even said, like on Benfica TV, there's like 0 coverage of these elections, which is a joke, like an absolute joke. And like none of these, other than like Twitter, social media, there's no platform for these other candidates to even talk about. They're not even really talking on TV channels or anything because they're not being allowed to talk on TV channels, which is joke.
It's funny.
Mario, maybe you should DM the other guy. We should get the other guy on.
See if we can get him on it. Well, it's funny. You've seen Lopes has been given more airtime on Seek and other TV stations than on BTV. Like the guy right now, for all respects, if you look at online, seems to be the guy that has the most momentum. And he gets more airtime on third-party networks than our own club network, which is, I don't know, it's unfortunate. We'll see what happens. It wouldn't be shocking if Luis Vieira still pulls it off, but the thing is, it's we'll see. It's I don't trust any polls that you see. You see online Twitter polls, all that stuff. At the end of the day, it's a lot of hype. You could see Luis Vieira win at 80% to 20. You could see the other way around. It flips around the other way because you've seen him. Like Luis Vieira threw out a list of casas that have pledged allegiance to him to vote for him. And we got a friend of ours, which is very well connected with the president of the Casa Toronto. And Casa Toronto was listed on there as pledging their 50 votes to Luis Vieira. And officially, there's no pledge. They've not committed to voting for him. They're looking at Lopes and other candidates. They're looking at all the candidates. So it's
just all lies. Right?
It's just lies, right? So it's unfortunate, but... And it wouldn't shock me also that if the Casa Toronto worth 50 votes, if Luis Vieira calls and says, "Okay, you're gonna vote for me, yes or no?" If he gets a yes, okay, you get your ballot to vote your 50, but us here a few blocks off, someone got ours, kind of thing, right? So it's a funny setup. It is what it is. We'll keep everyone posted on how that progresses. But he's
a bit dirty in this situation. Like he's smart because he's like he knows that he can really just. The people who have the large amount of votes are the old people. The old people don't go on social media. The old people, they go on TV, like Benfica TV. And if there's nothing about this, they don't know nothing about these guys. Yes. I bet you none of these older candidates know anything about these other candidates. None of the older socios know anything about these other candidates at all.
I would like to ask the old people if... Have you guys watched any Champions League football for maybe 3-4 years? Just wondering.
Yeah.
Just wondering.
Yeah.
Just asking for a friend. Jeff is his name. I'm asking for a friend. His name's Jeff. We want to know.
Yeah. He's gonna be in power another term. It's just gonna happen. Inevitable. We know it. You know it. Everyone knows it.
The thing is, if he wins, if we had coverage on BTV, we had a debate, and Lucio Hayter wins, there is no debate. It's like that guy's the president. He's got the support. I'm a big believer that once this campaign is done, you're stuck with the guy you have, regardless if you like him or not, and you gotta back the club and support the club. And I think that goes for anything. It doesn't matter what election it is. I think once it's done, it's done. You can't live your life kind of always obsessed about the result.
One thing I found strange is, like, I don't know if I noticed this the other day, where he has a Twitter account, the Lopes candidate, right?
Yeah.
And he's got like 12,000 followers on there, on that candidacy page. Okay. So if you think how many associates actually vote, and I think Maz the one time in the chat was saying, like, there's like maybe 15,000 people who vote, 20,000 people who vote.
Not many.
It's not very many. So if this guy has 12,000 followers on a Twitter page, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure if they're following him, they probably like him or want him to do something, or hopefully they're associated.
Yeah, but 10,000 of those people live in Fall River.
Yeah.
But I will say, I'll say.
Time out. Yeah. There's bot accounts that you can pay to have fake followers.
Yeah.
But
so that truly becomes 800 people. But you can pay for followers. You know that, right?
Yeah. But the one thing I'll say that's genuine about his campaign is if you look in Sanias, right? That guy, the comedian, that posts. He's in Portugal.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He's very famous. He's very popular.
Yes,
he has gone on. He hates Lucio Vieira. He's backed full support for Lopes. He's changed his icon for Lopes' colors. He's thrown his support there. Conversas, which does his show, Sergio with the other guys, Benfica FM, and those guys, they do their shows in Portugal. They're very connected with the no-name boys, the Ablush and things of sort. Mm-hmm. They're all very hard on the bandwagon against Lucio Vieira, very much kind of throwing their colors and support to it. There is a general, what is different this election is the amount of people.
What are the old people doing though?
No, but some of those guys, but some of those guys have 20 years of socios. Some of those guys have got some big pull, right? You're seeing guys like in their mid 30s and 40s that maybe have been 10 years socio. They're not the 50 count, but you're having Casas and some of the older guys also come out and say they're supporting Lopes publicly, right? So I don't think it's going to be a slam dunk. I think it'll be interesting. It'll be tighter than I think people expect, and at the same time, it's. I hope there's change just because, I think we need some fresh ideas at the club. That's my take. People have known that take for a while.
Did your voting thing, Venario, get reset? Didn't you say it got reset when you did something when you added the kids or something like that?
Well, I tried. No, I've been trying to fix this issue. What I've been trying to do, so I got a socio. Cynthia's got a socio. We pay for socios. Benfica came out with this family package thing, right?
Yeah.
So technically, because, I don't know, if you have a wife and you pay for her socio, you got kids, it's like cheaper. Somehow. Yeah.
What does it say on your card? What year does it say?
Mine's still the original one. Mine's still the I didn't.
Okay.
I tried. I called I talked to the rep at Benfica. They're like, yeah, you got to. But then I went to do it, and like, no, you got to get your Portuguese bank account number. I'm like, no, I'm in Canada. I pay for my thing in Canada. Oh, you need a Portuguese bank account to do it. I'm like, why? I pay with my Visa all the time. What's wrong with you guys? Oh no, to do the family one, it has to come from a local bank account. So I talked to Sergio in Toronto. You got to get basically a Portuguese account. You get one here domestically, link it up there, and then they set it up. It's a fucking confusing circuit.
To pay for that family one, I've always paid with a credit card all the time.
I've always paid with a credit card. It's on a complete different system. And so I went to this path, so I wasn't paying my socio because I wanted to get this thing straightened out. And I kept saying, okay, fine, I'm gonna go to Toronto one of these weekends, and I'm just gonna open an account to set this up. And then the one weekend I went, and the friggin' stupid bank had the hours open online, but they're actually closed. And it's the Portuguese how they do shit, right? So long story short, it's fucking I still got the same old socio card, same old number. It'll be the same old way, right? But it's stuff like that the club's got to get better at, man. It's like little things like that. You know what I mean? That shit we could.
Well, it's like if you think of it, like for us who live out of the country, okay, like we get nothing. You know that already, Mario. We get nothing. We get nothing. We get a discount in the store, but then we get massacred on the shipping, so we're not buying the stuff. So really, unless we go there and actually like watch games and stuff like that, that's where it really comes in handy. But other than that, at least give us something. Like, I heard that the new candidate was even saying, like, something he wants to do is, like, people who are associates should get, like, a much bigger discount for Benfica TV if they want Benfica TV, which is true, man. Like, give those people something, you know? Like, we used to get the magazine once in a blue moon.
Yeah, man. I still got some on my shelf over there. It's like, but we never get them. I used to like the Mishika, man.
The Mishika, man. It doesn't come anymore. So it's like, we're just paying and that's it. And what really would drive me nuts is if, okay, now the only thing I have left is the ability to vote, and hopefully that thing actually comes in the mail, which I really, really hope it does.
With Corona, it'll come after the election.
Well, last time it came, like, I just don't go to my mailbox, and I didn't know that that's how it worked, right? So I think I went like 4 weeks without going to my mailbox, and then I went in there and I saw it like 2 days after the election. I was like, oh my god, this thing was in here the whole time, right? So hopefully it gets to us, but like you said, with Corona, who knows if it's even going to come on time.
Yeah. Well, they just, like, the thing is, everyone knew there was an election coming, but it was Luis Riviera that got to make the call of when the date would be, and he waited till the last second to call it, right? Like, it's like, so now they start the process of gathering the information and creating the letters to start mailing them. And
it sounded like they only sent them out like a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago, maybe. But that's the way it sounds. And I mean, is it going to get here in 3 weeks? I don't know. I sent an email because they have an email box that you can email for like the associate department or whatever. So I sent an email. Still haven't got nothing. So the last thing I would do is maybe like a week before, if I don't have it, I don't care how much that phone call costs, man. I'm going to make a phone call and I'm going to talk to somebody on that line, because they pride themselves on answering that line for the associates and stuff, and there's the customer service. So I'm like, I'm going to call, see, there's got to be a way that they can log in, see like what my PIN code is, and just give it to me over the phone. And if that's not the case, it's like, what are you going to do, man? What are you going to do?
All right, man. Any other thoughts, guys? Dylan, Alex?
Buddy, let's just get another W. That's all I got to say, really.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think we all think that like we just got to see what Benfica shows up every week. And I mean, of the 4 games, they've shown up really well, 3 of them, and the 1 game they didn't show up. So it's just they got to keep showing up how they showed up today.
Yeah. Pressure all game long. Yeah. Whoever said that earlier.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Outside of that Champions League qualifier, was a disaster. Benfica's been doing good, man. They've been looking actually quite good, man. And I'm excited. I'm excited for the next match, man, and it's gonna be good. We got Europa League. We'll figure out how we're doing Europa League, because with North American schedules, work schedules, all that fun shit.
It hardly works.
It's
it's a tough.
Everyone's working, right? So we'll see what we could do. If we can whip something out late Thursday night, we'll chat amongst us. And then we're stuck on these Europa League ones, which are spitting out games on Mondays. The one good thing about the Monday one, Jeff, it's 4:15 our time. 4:15 p.m.
Yeah.
So that's at least with work catch some of it. But yeah, we'll see. We'll get that
catch the second half.
Yeah, for sure.
And real quick, don't forget that we are on Apple Podcasts. We're on Podbean app, Spotify, Amazon Music, and we're on TuneIn. So definitely check us out. If you can't be here live for Benfica After 90, we're available for download. So definitely get those downloads in for us.
Cool, man. And thank you everyone for in the chat. It was as always, thanks for the subscriptions. I gotta say, the past few months, it's really been bumping. So we very much appreciate it. It's the numbers just keep getting bigger and bigger. We love that. And there's the Tim Hortons, man. They're not doing the roll to rim right now, but.
Roll to rim.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.